I don't think he's a run-first quarterback. I think people are wrong to say that when I hear that narrative. He wants to throw it. Now, is he a little quick to leave the pocket or maybe not go through the reads? Yes.
What do you think of Jaden so far?
He's cool, man. He's a quiet guy. He comes in, he works. And, I pride myself on being one of the first guys here, and he always beats me here. So I think that's, that's pretty cool. Stays late. He does everything you want out of your number 2 overall pick rookie quarterback.
Welcome on in, Washington Commanders fans. I have a good, insightful one for you guys today. I just want to talk about the positive news that has been just shouted out all out of the OTAs for the Washington Commanders. The first big thing I'm going to be going over are the comments that your defensive tackle, your star defensive tackle, Jonathan Allen, the praises that he's been giving Jaden Daniels and what that means for the future of the team. And then I want to go into depth on the comments that Mr. Dan Quinn, your head coach, has had on former rookie corner Emmanuel Forbes. I know a lot of you guys have a lot of opinions on him. And then lastly, I want to go over how Brian Robinson Jr. is so freaking excited and loves his new offensive coordinator in Cliff Kingsbury. Guys, I want to really dive into this, but real quick, I want to give praise to a lot of you guys. We love the comment section, and the next thing that I want to do with this channel is make it a real safe haven for legitimate conversation. But with that, I need accountability. I have people that call me out on my BS. I have some comments here of some Commanders fans that I would definitely love to press upon you guys to get some conversation going. And so the first comment that I want to get into is from Beloved Chatter. This level of competence is confusing to us. Give us a few seasons to acclimate. I just think that's funny. That's hilarious. You guys have been getting, drugged through the mud for the last few years. I think you guys have finished last in the division consecutively the past 2 seasons. I just think that's funny. If you guys have a funny comment, I will pick them out for the next video. And then we have a intellectual one here. Let's dive into it. And let me know if you guys agree with this dude. This is from user. I'm not going to say any of that. Have a real name, and I'll make sure I'll get your full name out there. My biggest issues with this draft: 1, we came into the draft needing a left tackle to protect our future franchise quarterback. 2, needing an edge and corner. We left the draft needing a left tackle, edge, and corner. We had 7 picks in the top 100. We took a good value pick, but at a position of strength. We then trade without if everyone, the Eagles, and gift wrap them a top corner in the draft. Again, we needed a corner. Then we reach on a tight end when there are arguably 2 better tight ends on the board still. Last, we reach for Luke McCaffrey when Troy Franklin was there. So a few things about this. I think you did leave with the corner. You left with an amazing corner. And Mike, I still can't say his last name, the Michigan standout player on many accounts. He has been confirmed as one of the better defensive players in a very, very long time there. He is going to be, I think, in the inside, so I guess that's what he's talking about. And then mentioning the left tackle position and mentioning the defensive end, and I've learned this, as a real lover in the National Football League, each draft, it's never going to be cookie cutter. Like, we draft an amazing franchise quarterback and get his left tackle. Sometimes things do not fall in line the way they should. Also, it's so important to note on a wide scale that there is a massive possibility that the Washington Commanders legitimately love Luke McCaffrey more than Troy Franklin. That is by far a very, very important thing to know. Like, what if the organization just loved a player more than the other, or saw the fit way more than the other? Or what if Luke McCaffrey just showed a little bit more in the film room, or when he had to diagnose a few plays? There's certain things we just don't know that happens undercover. And then lastly, I genuinely think you guys got one of the best legitimately tight ends in this draft. So anytime you guys want to have a conversation, let's do it. I love it. Now, getting into Jonathan Allen's comment, it's so amazing to see, because you have Jonathan Allen who had, all this media attention on him last year. You saw that meme video of him being very happy, very excited for the season. Then after the New York Giants loss, he was completely pissed. He's angry, and he showed a real desire to leave the Washington Commanders. And I don't think we have a real grasp of what that might feel like for those leaders of the defense and those star players, for them to be talking about wanting to leave an organization that's given them so much. Jonathan Allen does not want to leave Washington. Like, I will stand on that 110%. He wants to be a future, inductee in Washington's Hall of Fame. That's what he wants. But he doesn't like losing. He hates to lose. And so it's just really good to see a respected leader in Jonathan Allen having such a positive and significant excitement for not even just Jaden Daniels. He says beautiful things about Jaden Daniels. He says that, having a quarterback that's drafted so high, who's highlighting his work ethic, his early arrival to the stadium, and his dedication to his craft. But he's also saying great things about your GM, Adam Peters, and your new head coach, Dan Quinn. So that is a beautiful, beautiful thing to see, 100%. Now we got to dive into what head coach Dan Quinn has really been seeing and saying about Emmanuel Forbes in these OTAs. And in case you don't know, Emmanuel Forbes was a rookie corner last year. He was a high pick, and in a lot of people's cases, he should not have been a first-round dude, and a lot of people are doing their victory laps this year because he did not have an amazing rookie season. I'm going to say this. He was a rookie on a not-so-great team, a bad team that drafted number 2 overall. Who knows what happens with morale? Who knows what happens with pick-me-up? Defensively, who knows what happens? I think he had a bad season because of, A, he's a rookie. He's not as experienced. He doesn't know as much, but he was also not in the best position to be successful. I mean, come on, guys. Like, even Benjamin St. Juste, he didn't have a good year. Like, no one had a good year. Like, who had a good year last year for the Washington Commanders? So I don't like to hear that back and forth. When I did, the breakdown on Emmanuel Forbes, I loved him a lot. He was my number 3 corner. I think he's very ball hungry, ball heavy. He showed physicality and at times that I really like. The former coach has been replaced, the former DB coach. Dan Quinn is mentioning and exploring all types of things for Emmanuel Forbes. He's, Emmanuel Forbes, if you don't know, he's returning punts at OTAs. So he's very athletic, he's talented, he's gifted. If he's going to be able to even return kicks for you guys, that is going to be something in the long-term future. But bringing in also the Dallas Cowboys defensive back coach as your defensive coordinator now, and Joe Witt Jr. And I know you all saw this amazing historic rise of Deron Bland having all those interception pick sixes. This guy is now going to be working with Emmanuel Forbes and see what he can do with them, see how he can mature him. And great things are possibly to come. I'm not off on Emmanuel Forbes. I've been hearing a lot of comments just through the wire of me making these Commanders videos, and some of you guys are already done with him. And I'm just like, how can you be there? And then lastly, I just want to talk about how your star running back in Brian Robinson Jr. is pretty much going off the walls about how Cliff Kingsbury has just been an amazing voice to the offense. He's going around and he's getting everyone's name and he's showing a lot of great leadership. And now you have a very uplifted running back in Brian Robinson Jr. Of course, we all know of his histories of being an Alabama running back, having an unfortunate attack upon him. I think it was on his rookie season. And then just being able to come back, surviving that horrific attack, and then being able to come back and show great things. Guys, you have right people in the building. And I want to go back quickly to that Luke McCaffrey and Troy Franklin comment. What if Luke McCaffrey is just better for the organization as a human, as a person? Not saying Troy Franklin is a piece of shit. I'm not saying that at all. But there is fit in culture. There is fit in personality. There is fit if a guy just feels better. Pause on that last one. Let me know what you guys think. Do not forget to leave a comment and like, comment, and subscribe.